continue to fight that every step of the way, we will win.
What about these vandals on Tesla vehicles and dealerships? Give us the consequences there, and what are you learning once they're arrested? Why are they doing this?
Well, you know, we're looking at so much on this. There have been 3 federal charges so far, and I say so far. We are looking at all of these cases across the country. We have a dedicated task force. These are not isolated incidents, as you know, and these aren't vandals. These are Molotov cocktails. You know, that could be a weapon of mass destruction that they're throwing in Tesla dealerships, that they're lighting these Tesla charging stations on fire that are in residential neighborhoods. I mean, it could cause tremendous damages. And people need to know the 3 people in custody right now, they will receive severe and swift consequences, and they are facing up to 20 years in prison. We are not negotiating these. We are not coming off these charges. We are looking at everything, especially if this is a concerted effort. This is domestic terrorism. And Maria, now you have this Congresswoman Crockett who is calling for attacks on Elon Musk on her birthday. Let's take him out on my birthday, she says. Yet she turns and says, oh, I'm not calling for violence. Well, she is an elected public official. And so she needs to tread very carefully, because nothing will happen to Elon Musk. And we're going to fight to protect all of the Tesla owners throughout this country, and it's this basic safety. Once again, domestic terrorism is going to come to a stop in our country.
So I'll make sure that I keep it short, but I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with, on March 29th, it's my birthday, and all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes.
So I think everybody should really enjoy taking this guy down and the stock down, and because of the example it will set, you know, nothing's going to. We are in an oligarchic country that's fascist and becoming more fascist every day, and that means people are going to die, and it's going to get as ugly as we can think. And the only way to stop that is if the people who have the money are afraid of us, the 99%. And you know, it's the people who own the society, the owners. Those people, we have to make them really afraid. And what's happening now with Musk is making them very afraid, and that's a good thing.
If we kill the Tesla brand, if we drive down the stock price low enough, we can force him to sell his stock to pay back the billions of dollars of debt that he took on to buy Twitter. This will drive Tesla stock into a death spiral. Tanking Tesla stock is a very solid strategy, and it's one of the only solid strategies that's really been articulated to deal with this moment. And if we're successful, we will collapse Elon Musk's wealth, and with it, his power.
So we need to be very clear about what our demands are, about what our bright lines are, and that we're not going to stop until Tesla is done with Musk. Thank you.
Tesla was permanently tarnished the moment Musk gave that Nazi salute and followed it with his brutal attack on the lives of ordinary citizens. And meanwhile, the protests will continue to grow. They won't stop until Musk is stopped. That means more people in the streets, more people learning the facts about his attack on our democracy, more people who aren't afraid of standing up to corruption and bullies.
This is something that hasn't happened very much in our country, and it's time to take down a man who's done colossal harm and will do more harm if we don't stop him.
As an outsider looking in, this is what I generally think is going on. Not sure how many days we are into the Trump administration. 2 things. Clearly, the president is somebody who doesn't forget, probably even forgive anyone who's had a go against him. So Marco Rubio at some time is going to be collateral damage. I just don't see Marco Rubio surviving. I think there's already been some finger pointing over that signature with regards to El Salvador, and Trump has hinted it's nothing to do with him. Said it's Rubio's department. And the other thing is, Trump is somebody who has clearly studied, clever guy when it comes to watching reality TV and understanding the mechanics of reality TV. Don't forget, The Apprentice was a reality TV show. In a reality TV show, you get a good guy, a bad guy, and disposable characters who take a lot of headlines and then, move on with somebody else. Elon Musk is clearly the fall guy. Because right now, that guy is closer to the president than Melania. He's closer to the anal passage of the president than, or the toilet roll. Like, Elon is just, he is so far, old joke by the way, coming, so far at the backside of the president, he can probably see the heels of Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz, all of them. I mean, Elon is just, I think when it all comes tumbling down, because one thing Trump does very well, he has a career ahead of him if he ever decides to be a analyst of popularity. Yeah? He obsesses over viewing figures for CNN, MSNBC, and how popular people are. I think he'd be fully aware that Elon right now is about as popular as putting your head in a bowl of career in the toilet and the flash not working. So yeah, I think Elon's days are kind of numbered. Let's see if he goes past, I don't know, I'll put a figure out there, past 152 days.
I want to start with something you said last week that caused a big stir. You said, I quote, "I don't care what judges think." Now, I know you have since said that the administration will abide by court orders. We heard Donald Trump say the same thing. So what do you mean when you say, "I don't care what judges think"?
No, I don't care what that judges think as far as this case. We're going to continue to arrest public safety threats and national security threats. We're going to continue to deport them from the United States. I understand this case is in litigation through the Alien Enemies Act, and we'll abide by the court order as litigated. But my quote was, despite what he thinks, we're going to keep targeting the worst of the worst, which we've been doing since day one, and deporting from the United States to the various laws on the books. We're not making this up. The Alien Enemies Act was actually a federal law. It's a statute enacted by Congress and signed by a president. Now, that's under litigation. But put that aside, we still have Title VIII authority to remove illegal aliens from the United States, and we're going to continue to concentrate on those who are the biggest threat to our communities, the public safety threats.
But you're going to abide by court orders as long as, and go through your appeals process, but you are not going to defy those orders.
No.
Okay, so how do you determine, or how do your people in the field determine that somebody is a gang member?
Look, there's various methods. I've noticed in the media this week, a lot of them don't have criminal histories. Well, a lot of gang members don't have criminal histories. Just like a lot of terrorists in this world, they're not in any terrorist database, right? We only know the information what's in databases based on, for instance, most terrorists we arrest that are identified by the U.S. government are later identified through a Title III investigation or through an undercover operation. They're not in any terrorist screening screening database. We know that. A lot of gang members, I started as a cop in 1984. Many gang members don't have a criminal history. So we have a count on social media. We have a count on surveillance techniques. We have a count on sworn statements from other gang members. We have a count on, wiretaps and Title III. Everything involved with criminal investigations come into play. So just because someone hasn't been arrested and charged with a crime yet, doesn't mean they're a member of a gang.
But how do you? I mean, what we've heard from lawyers representing some of these people is that they deny that they're members of this gang. Or either, Tren de Aragua or MS-13. Do they get a chance to prove that before you take them out of the country and put them into a notorious prison in a country that they're not even from? I mean, do they have any due process at all?
Look, due process. Where was Lake and Ronnie's due process? Where were all these young women that were killed and raped by members of TDA? Where was their due process?
Well, the people that did that should be prosecuted.
On the subway, where's her due process?
Well, sure.
The bottom line is that plane was full of people designated as terrorists. Number one. Number two, every Venezuelan migrant on that flight was a TDA member based on numerous criminal investigations, on intelligence reports, and a lot of work by ICE officers. Matter of fact,